What's up, Dickskins? My name is Dickskins. Um, man, these Doomsday Heists just came out. They're pretty slam packed full of good old goodies. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, are they actually better than the original heists? You know, the old classic ones that came out way back when Next Gen like just came out. Are they better than the originals? So I mean, I'm gonna break it down, give you a little play-by-play, and give you what I like about the Doomsday Heists, what I don't like about it. I'll give you basic payouts and shit to so you know which one's better and which one pays the best, and we'll see at the end, which one I like better. All right, let's jump into that fucking piece of shit video. All right, so first I'm gonna go over the basic payouts for all the heists. Now, number one is the Fleeka job that gives you approximately $140,000 on hard. These are all for hard, by the way, guys. Prison Break gives you 500,000. The Humane Labs Raid gives you 675,000. The Series A Funding gives you 505,000, and the Pacific Standard job gives you 1.25 million. So obviously the best one is Pacific Standard, but that also has the highest pay up, which is 100,000, and arguably hardest setup missions, but they are manageable, quite manageable. Now on the Doomsday Heists, we have Act 1, 2, and 3, and in order they give you on hard difficulty payouts of 812,000, 1.18 million, and 1.5 million. So right off the bat, those last two acts give you a lot of money for hard difficulty. And if I were to give my 2 cents on which one to do, I would definitely choose Act 2. I'm pretty sure that's the fucking Bogdan problem, and it's super easy. You just sit in a plane and you just shoot fucking helicopters. You can do it on hard with just 2 people, and you'll make the most money out of doing any of these heists. And on that note, I think it's time to lead into a bit of the differences and why I fucking like heists better. So first, before I go over, what I like and don't like about the Doomsday Heists, I'm going to begin with telling you how I feel when I actually do play the original heists and the Doomsday ones. When I play the original ones, I feel fucking badass. I feel straight up like Al Capone. I bust in that fucking bank, I shoot a hostage in the face, and I don't give a fuck, I don't take no orders. I think that's dope, stealing money for the sake of stealing fucking money. And I thought about this perfect clip that I made, and I think it basically sums up exactly how I feel when I play those original bank robbery and basically prison breaky heists.
Whoa. Jason Rich on the beat, baby.
Said I pull up, get it buck in the ice cream truck. Your sister driving while I pipe your mama in the trunk. Whip full of birds and they all trying to cluck. And they treating all my wood like a fucking woodchuck. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck when your gravy had a threesome with your family in the truck? That's nuts. Whoa. Booty thunderstruck and I hop up out the whip and call you.
Now let's take a look at the clip that I made that represents how I feel when I play the Doomsday scenario. It's basically representing my feeling of just pure retardation, where I'm just working for the government to try to be some kind of weird-ass Robin Hood and saving the world, but I don't really care. I just care about the money and rolling through and killing cyborgs and fucking AIs up. I don't get it, but this is basically how it makes my ass feel. So sorry if I gave you cancer. That fucking recorder's so low. But that's how I feel. I just feel in this awkward position where I don't really care, and I feel like stupid shit's happening that I just couldn't be fucked with. But I'm just doing it for money, but it's just, I'm not having fun. I'm not feeling like a badass. But let's just fuck off right into what I actually do like about the Doomsday Heists. Now, first off, besides the heists themselves, I love the rest of the DLC. The fucking armored cars, the cars that shoot bullets, the fucking Batmobile, I'm pretty sure is in this one, the flying vehicles, the submarine vehicles. I think that's all a really, really good step towards the future. Really breaking the boundaries of just buying sports cars and driving them around and killing people with Uzis. I think that's really dope to be able to grind like I did for just a week straight, doing missions and shit and buying a Deluxo, souping it out, and just having so much fun with it. I drive that shit around everywhere I go, going off ramps, going into hover mode, hitting people, dropping it directly on top of someone. I just think that's the best times I've ever had in this game, to be honest. Now, basically, the other thing that I love about this is, as you can see here on the screen, the fact that you can have less than 4 players doing a finale for a mission. I think that's such a smart thing. I've always wondered. I'm like, I get it for the specific jobs, kind of like Prison Break, where you need 4 people. But why don't they make more heists, basically splitting people into 2 teams and letting there be just 2 people, which is basically what they did for this heist, or these heists. And I think that's super smart, because if you have 2 awesome players that are actually good at the game and can focus and are using voice command and all of that shit, they can do the final Act 3 heist for 1.5 million and split it straight, down the middle, or maybe like a 60-40 split, and they'll have a bunch of fucking money. The guy alone, the guy who gets the smallest in will do what's fucking half 7.5. It was like fucking 650k. That's a good fucking heist for just doing dick and helping a dude out. Now, obviously that's hard and you have to work harder for it, but I think that's great. I think that they should definitely go more in that direction of solidifying a team and a tight team of good players instead of just making you sit in lobbies for an hour so you can get the other dick skin level 2 4th player that's actually going to die 30 times, Sorry about that bit of a tangent. I just really think that's a very good thing, and if somehow someone from Rockstar sees this, which is a fucking joke because I get 4 views on every video, but if they do, they can move that in that direction further. The last thing that I kind of can grip to with this story, or these heists, is the actual story. And I know I said that this story makes me feel basically like a retard, just rolling through the level, doing stupid shit like blowing things up, but what I think is, the actual voice acting and the actual cutscenes were much better than in the original heists. In the original heist gameplays, it's basically, Lester running in and saying, "Holy shit, the bank is gonna blow up in 30 minutes, you have to rob it now," or like some stupid shit. And then you just do the mission, and then when you finish it, they go, "Great job, and here's your money, we're wiring it to you," and then it just leaves. It was kind of funny the first time you see it, but after over and over and over again, and some dumbass host isn't skipping the cutscenes, it gets boring. But this one, there's actually a kind of story behind it that leads them together, and I know it's because there's Act 1, 2, and 3 that bleeds into each other as one long story. But I think that if some of that can be put into more bank robbery, crime-centered heists, that would make for a much, much better DLC altogether. Better characters, better story, and better, voice acting and lines would just bring everything. Now, before I move on to what I don't like about this shit, we need to recognize how I just completely destroyed all of those helicopters. All I have to do is pick this fucking guy up, and my dumbass just goes and just destroys the fucking helicopter right into the ground. And it's funny because in the beginning, if you go back to when I was talking about the fucking 2 players per heist, Bro, I lagged. I can't believe I said that. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm like begging this dude for extra money to buy my DeLorean, and he goes, "Oh, okay, I'll give it to you." And I'm like, "I'm good, bro, I promise." And I fucking destroy this bullshit. But anyway, back into what I don't like. I mean, I do like a lot of shit about this, new DLC, but there's honestly a lot that I don't like. There's a lot of minor things that I'm not gonna worry y'all with talking about bullshit like the missions are basically made to have to have 3 to 4 people, but they give you the option for 2. So if you do 2 people and you push through because you're actually good at the game, you finally get to these critical moments where you have to have 3 people, literally, or you'll fail and you end up dying. But whatever, I won't get into all that really tedious shit. I'll go to basic big items that I can really grip to, and y'all could probably grip to as well. Things like how the setup missions are kind of obscenely hard for the same amount of payout. I think you get like at the max 30,000 for a hard payout, and that's only 5,000 more than, you know, all the other payouts for the other original heists, and they're kind of way harder. Like, you have to, everyone has to be on their shit. No one can be fucking around and trying to be Rambo, or else it just doesn't really work out. And the other thing is, you have to have a bunker to fucking do these missions. I think that's bullshit. You have to spend at least like what, like 1.8 million? I think it was the last time I checked is the lowest bunker. I could be wrong, but it's over 1.5 million, I think. That's way too much. That basically means that if you're starting out, you can't actually do these heists and host them and make more money until you're an actually well-established player, unless you grind your fucking ass off, which is basically impossible at low levels. Original heists were much better, where you just had to buy a high-end apartment or high-end house or whatever, you know, that costs like, I think you could get one for like 200,000 or something like that. I haven't checked in a long ass time, but you can, and you do, and then you can host heists all of a sudden, and now you're actually making bank off the big heists. That is retarded. That's stupid. It's a huge step down. Also, I feel just in general that the story, you know, it makes me feel stupid because I don't feel like it just belongs in GTA Online. You know, you spend your whole time in the game murdering people and stealing cars, and then all of a sudden you're fucking James Bond, fucking Jason Bourne, killing people for the government. I think it's just, it doesn't fit. I feel like, and I heard this from another YouTuber, I forget who the fuck, and I'm not gonna quote, you know, I'm not gonna leave his name in the comments or whatever because I don't care about him and he should fucking die. But he said something like, this DLC feels like it belongs in GTA Solo. And I believe that 100%. This feels totally like a Michael, Trevor, and Franklin mission, where we're all trying to, you know, there's just an expansion where Lester comes at you with necessities, or the FBI guy comes with necessities that you have to do, and you actually just go do them in Solo. That sounds more accurate. And then you could do all this shit in Solo, like fly the DeLorean, and then they could just release that DLC with just the things to buy in online. And I think that would have been a better move, and that's how it feels. So all in all, that's my basic take. As a whole, I think it's a fun DLC, and it definitely gives you a lot of chance to make some good ass money with those, you know, 2 or 3 person finales that you can just kind of fall into. But I really, really wish that, you know, they would have had the same amounts of cash and the same, you know, out of story upgrades like the cars and shit in heists that dealt with stealing from people and shooting and stealing money and all that fucking fun shit. Because that's actually what I enjoy, and I feel like a lot of other people enjoy it too, but, you know, whatever. If you disagree with me, definitely comment in below and I'll start a comment war with you, and, you know, I'll win, so just try me, bitch. Alright, bye.
Whoa. Jason Rich on the beat, baby.
Said I pull up, get it buck in the ice cream truck. Your sister driving while I pipe your mama in the trunk. Whip full of birds and they all trying to cluck, and they treating all my wood like a fucking woodchuck. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck when your gravy had a threesome with your family in the truck? That's nuts.